Yeah. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm gonna see. I was gonna try to put this on. No Hawks yet this year. Oh, just.
You got your iPad?
Get the iPad.
Yeah,
It's
go get
in
the
the
iPad.
bedroom.
Sure.
It's plugged in. It's charging. I'm gonna let y'all trickle on here.
There's already 12 people.
Texas mom is
coming.
making us some smoothies, and then we're all gonna have a little discussion here about life. Uh-oh, just went from 12 to 6. Well,
There you go.
there you go. I haven't even said anything yet. They saw my ugly face and they ran for the hill. We haven't had any problems with hawks. We had problems with barn owls a couple years ago. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get on the stream.
There you go,
here.
13 people. It's just YouTube.
It's just YouTube.
YouTube's trying to tease us right now.
All right. I should have updated this. It should be good. Doing good. And we have good internet, y'all. Today.
Oh, dude, 24 people.
The ping it's pinging good.
We're going to be starting in just a second.
We're starting in a second. Texas mom is making us our smoothies.
Yep, so if you hear a blender in the background, that's what it is.
Your blender. See what our video quality looks like. I don't know why it's no, it's good. Huh, it's grainy on there. How's the audio and video, y'all? The video should not be
That bad.
yeah, the video should not be bad. The video should be very clear.
I can turn off my...
Hello from Nashville.
We turn off
Therapy mom. Let's see who's on here. Chris Ovard, howdy neighbor. Yvonne Rennell, Lotus Blossom. Odette Cole Johnson from New Braunfels. All right, we got some Texans on here. We got Margie from Canada. We got Blaine. Yo, Blaine. All right, good. Okay, I think Texas. I don't know how. The sound isn't so good. Video is blurry. The video should not be blurry.
Not too clear sound is perfect.
Huh.
Okay.
Hopefully
video.
Yeah, hopefully it'll clear up.
The video should clear up because our upload is very good. It's 12 times more than what we normally.
Nice to make sure. Is mom's phone off?
Yeah, make sure mom's phone is off. But that shouldn't affect the upload. Okay, y'all, we're getting ready. Texas mom is making smoothies. She's really loud. You could get the Blue Yeti too if you wanted to get the mic.
Yeah.
We might not want to do that. Yeah, video's pixelated. The video should straighten up. Unless, yeah, because I meant to take my phone. I can put it on airplane and just stream it to the Wi-Fi. And I don't know if that would make the video any better. The video should
Everything's
clear up.
turned off now, so...
Okay.
Hopefully, everything's turned off.
So hopefully the...
should start clearing up.
And let me, I don't know if I have a ping on here. I don't.
Well,
all right, we'll get started.
Yep. Mom's coming.
Mom's coming. Is a room enough for everybody?
Yeah,
it's
I
a
think
little
so.
bit better. Lisa Clark, Diane Charles. Yeah, the video should clear up and it should get really good. Hopefully, anyway.
We would hope.
As long as the audio is good. All right.
That is true.
ETR. What's up, Scott? Texas Coffee, Jesus Loving Homesteader, Jessica Sand, Tammy Ecker in Louisiana. Says the sound isn't so good.
Huh.
Somebody says the sound isn't so good. Okay, well, we'll get... You coming, Mama?
I'm coming.
This fire, y'all, is roasty. It is, like, awesome.
Here we go.
I'll sit next to you.
Okay.
I should have room.
Oh, you don't want to sit next to me? Here, everybody scoot
Just
down.
me serving my husband.
We're all a loving family.
It's just me serving
Annie
my
McElroy.
husband.
Feels like Illinois down here today,
It
y'all.
does.
It does.
It's like 35
Raining
outside.
and cold. It's
No,
terrible.
This would be like summer in Illinois. No.
Yeah, this is like summer. This is like a summer. Y'all up in Illinois would be outside working outside right now.
You would probably, be outside in
Swimming.
T-shirts, swimming.
We got
Hey, the tire shops in town were closed today.
They were all
because
closed.
bits of cold.
It's cold and rainy.
55.
Who wants to work?
Yeah, who wants
when
to
it's
work
cold
like
and
that?
rainy?
Let's sit next to the fire.
And weirdly enough, all the gas pumps are all working like super weird today.
Wait, I'm gonna give them a sneak peek.
Uh-oh.
Because this is what
you
they...
can see what she's been doing, y'all. She's been muxing,
Look.
making it look all
That's
beautified.
what y'all want to see. Look, do you see? Sneak peek. Just for you, who were really...
Texas mom sees a red door and she wants to paint it black, all right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Sneak peek. Paint my living room black. No, not the whole thing.
Not the whole thing. We don't want it to be like a cave in here. We gotta like light candles.
Just dark and gloomy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I had this idea that we would jump online, and this was premeditated, y'all. So I thought we'd talk about this whole Ukraine debacle thing because I think the only solution or the only way forward is to be honest. And we try to raise our children and our family. You got to be honest, and it's like when you're fat. The only way you're going to lose weight is if you're honest. You just got to be honest. And right now, because of the whole paradigm and the left and the right and the red and the blue, it's a good talking point or whatever. And there's only ever two sides to anything, and with this whole Ukraine thing, Russia has to be good or bad, Putin has to be good or bad, the Ukraine has to be right or wrong, and the reality is, it's obviously much more complex than that, and anytime any people are involved, that makes it that much more complex. But the reality is, we've recently experienced in the last 2 years, many people coming to the stark realization that the legacy media is obviously the propaganda arm for the military-industrial complex and the government et al., the White House, and all the puppets and all the district of criminals and all that stuff. And if you're going to come to that realization, you are going to break free from the paradigm, certainly the left-right paradigm. And you can't keep 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So if you're going to be honest, you have to be honest all the way. And the thing with the whole Russia-Ukraine thing is, first off, the United States, the bastion of democracy, has invested $5 billion into the Ukraine to put in the current puppet regime that's in there. And we've been doing this all around the globe for like the last 100 years. And for a reference point, how's Afghanistan going right now? Because we dropped a bunch of democracy on them and straightened them all out. And we did that in Iran and Iraq. And that was under... that was the other team. That was the good guys, the red guys, and all that stuff. But we've effectively destroyed Iran, Iraq. We destroyed Libya, okay? And all this Russia, China, America stuff. I'm not saying, yes, obviously communism is bad, but if you read the the book about Cecil Rhodes, it's not the Anglo-American establishment, but it's Carroll Quigley's book. He was Bill Clinton's mentor. That is, Carroll Quigley wrote, he wrote the Anglo-American establishment, but he also wrote another book that talks about how Heinz Kissinger and Brzezinski chose China to develop it into what it is right now. And they love the idea of communist socialism. And so in a very real way, we created the current communist China that there is. We literally fabricated it. Our geopolitical system fabricated it. And then when you go back to Iran-Contra with Russia and Ronald Reagan and all those Ollie North and all those good guys, they basically created the whole Iran-Contra thing with Iran and Iraq fighting the Russians. And, you know, we do it under the name of all these, well, we're fighting communism and all this nonsense. But all we're doing is global muxing. And we're muxing all around the world. And we're muxing in people's stuff that we have no business being in, right? And the only way that we can, you know, and to be super honest, I don't think there's a solution to any of this, okay? Because this is all global. Ne'er-do-well is going to do what they've been doing for forever. And we can obviously pray for Russia and Ukraine. We don't want anybody to die. We certainly don't want anybody to die at the behest of any of these scumbag powers that shouldn't be. All this democide, right? And if I'll tell you what, for any American folks that have their kids in the military industrial complex, I mean, I pray that somebody wakes up, whether it's whoever's in the military industrial complex. I mean, there is no way that I'd be sending my kids to play that fool's game over there.
And it's a long time.
It's been nonsense since the Civil War. Since the Civil War, it's been nonsense. And it's ridiculous. And all these supposed Christians that get emotionally manipulated along this thing, there is no way. This is all, of course, it's all about the bankers. They finance both sides. This is all about that Nord Stream 2. This is all about Russia selling gas to Germany, and they're going to be trading it in their currencies, right? And who was Sloppy Joe's son? And it was Burisma, and it was the Ukraine, and it was gas. And now, all of a sudden, Nord Stream 2 was done, and now magically, within the week that Nord Stream 2 and everything's ready to roll, now all of a sudden, well, Russia's bad. And then you got all these Americans like trying to educate everybody. And it's like, oh, well, the Ukraine wants to join NATO, right? And now these conservative Republicans are going to explain how good NATO is. And NATO is the most unconstitutional, devil-possessed bunch of jokers on American soil. They should not even be here. And and then now that it's part of this paradigm, and it's all about, you know, and then you got all these women involved, no offense, sexist mom, and it's all about all people are dying, and it's totally true.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
And
right.
That's how come it works so well.
Sure.
That's how come it works so well, because you got to be able to be emotionally manipulated.
Yeah.
Because the only way we can control you is if we emotionally manipulate you, and you know, and then they're going to show you this military propaganda stuff. And I'm not saying that all that stuff isn't true, but you know, you got these poor guys, poor Ukrainians, you know, and the Russian warship shows up and blows them off the map. But the reality is we put that Ukrainian puppet regime in there. We did that, you know, and Sloppy Joe said at some press conference, like, yeah, we'll show you how we're going to, you know, if they do it, we'll show you, we'll show you how we're going to do it, you know, and it's all geopolitical sense. Yeah. And when Joe was over there before with the whole Burisma deal, I mean, he made it happen. And Joe ain't nothing. Joe's got no juice. Joe barely can speak a sentence, all right? Yeah. He's a talking head. He's just another one of the district of criminals. Right. And how you get to the district of criminals is you're just such a dirty pedophile. They got enough dirty, terrible videos on you.
It's just like Justin Trudeau up there in Canada, you know.
Jesse Trombone.
Just a puppet. Like he's just being used by,
just like his dad,
and being played by this bigger picture of what's going on. And you know, it's why do we even take the time to talk about it? You know, your Homestead channel, you know, no other Homestead channels are getting into all these like hot topics. But here's the thing, guys. I mean, we're Christians, right?
And these guys, like, you have to teach your kids like real life stuff.
Right. And it's why we do what we do. It's why we're on a homestead. We are pilgrims passing through, but we do have to be sober and vigilant and be eyes wide open to what's going on, and not be manipulated to it, and not just not ever talk about it or address it. There are really important things going on in the world, and we are, we do have a little bit of a platform to talk about it, so we should speak the truth, and you speak the truth in love.
Yeah, and you speak the truth, and there's not time to sugarcoat it. There's not time to like explain it away, and we totally understand. Hey, we were stuck in the old paradigm, so it's not like, oh, everybody else is a mindless idiot and they're just stuck in this paradigm. We're all, but if anything, the last 2 years has taught all of us is that, if it's a scam and if it's a sham, I mean, it's all that way, all the way across the board. And if your MAGA jab is a MAGA jab, it's a MAGA jab. And if it's still a MAGA jab, it's still a MAGA jab. And, nobody that's orange colored is coming to do anything that's going to be profitable. All right. I'm just saying. And it is the reason why we are generally located where we are. It's the reason why we have a bunch of chickens and a bunch of ducks. It's a reason why we've been doing this for the past 8 years. Why? Because the handwriting has been on the wall for 100 years. And these guys, they've obviously showed you that the more they'll take is the more they'll take. And they're going to take until there's nothing left to take. Yeah. And we're not going to vote our way out of this. We're not going to vote harder, okay?
But you can strategically relocate.
Yeah, you can.
To a place that is going to give you a community and a bit of a buffer. And there's lots of different states and places in the country that you can strategically relocate to. And be eyes wide open. I mean, once you get to where you're going, then you are, the husbands are called to be watchmen on the wall. He would be neglectful of his job if he was just not paying attention.
Yeah, we're going to watch hyperinflation, right? And how many times have we said you can't do all this quantitative easing and the shoe's going to drop? And I've thought the economy was going to implode since 2008. Right? And I mean, it just hasn't happened, relatively speaking. It can happen very fast, and it could happen very fast, and now they're muxing with all of our power and everything. And what happens when you shut off the Nord Stream 2 that's supposed to be direct pipe in Germany, and now our president's going to help Germany by sending them gas? Well, what's that going to do to our supply? You know what I mean? And it's just going to they want the energy prices to skyrocket.
Another crisis, right?
Another crisis after a crisis, on top of a crisis, in between a crisis, while another crisis is going on. And never let a good crisis go to waste. And that's for the Reds and the Blues. They all do the same thing. And the beat goes on, and they do it over and over and over again. So just when you're talking about this whole Ukraine thing, just don't get sucked into the emotionalism.
Right.
And there's real people involved, and real people dying, and innocent people dying. And welcome to governments. I mean, that's what governments do. Governments fight wars for bankers and send your kids to do it. And,
And what was the documentary you were watching last night?
Yeah, it's very good.
So I'll post this in our community tab, but I wanted the boys to watch this as Truth Stream Media is doing a very long form documentary on money. It's called The Trust Game, and parts 1 and 2 have come out just in the past 2 weeks. But it just talks about the history of money and monetary policy, and where all these international banks have come from, and the Bank of London and all that stuff.
It was really good. I learned a lot of stuff.
And it's always directly, tied to wars. There's always wars involved, and so I encourage everybody. It's great to find alternative sources for history and news, and we've been watching them rewrite history live in real time. CBS News just came out this week, and said that the reason for our gas prices and supply chain shortages and everything, they blamed everything on the Ukraine, this situation in the Ukraine. And I didn't know we were fighting World War III in the Ukraine for the last 2 years. And I guess I just didn't turn on the TV, so I missed it. But we have to grow up, and we have to be big folks and put our big boy britches on and be real and love each other and serve each other and love our community, love your neighbor. And
be so reminded that the mainstream news is manipulating people.
Yeah.
And all this Right Ink stuff, like all this Rumble and Right Ink, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's Right Ink repackaged, and they're going to paint it red, and it's going to be whatever. And it doesn't mean that there's not going to be some truth there, but you just have to use some discernment. And they shadow ban people too. So it's like, you just have to be. You always got to be mindful when they're spinning it for their football team or whatever. And the truth is blind to which side is right. There's truth and then there's a lie. And we just have to grow up and get past this thing, because they're going to keep manipulating us, and we're just going to keep fighting wars forever. And I mean, cut me a break. If there's one time in world history that there shouldn't be a time that we're fighting a war right now, and all of these, see, that's the big thing. I mean, Putin is just as much as part of the World Economic Forum as Biden and all his people are. So they're all playing the same game, and they're all buddies on the back end. And so what if some regular blue collar Joes have to die? They don't care. They do not care. But don't spend your day like regurgitating lies and I mean, this is geopolitical theater, and it's the same American geopolitical theater that we've been doing since, Iran-Contra, the Sandinistas. I mean, we've been doing this just in my lifetime. We've probably done it 60 or 80 times. And it's the same thing. And they've telegraphed it, and they said they've been doing it, and they've been doing it, and they were doing it when Joe's kid was over there working out gas deals. You know what I mean? And now, and then we send troops. We put their puppet guy in, and then we send troops there. And of course, Putin's got to blow stuff up. Of course he does. I mean, and the thing is if we wouldn't have been muxed and we wouldn't have sent troops there, it wouldn't have blown up the Ukraine. So it's the U.S.'s fault that that Putin supposedly, even if it's him, who knows? For all you know, it's planted bombs being detonated for political theater. You don't even know. I highly recommend James Corbett and the Corbett Report. He's been right. He was right about all the virus stuff like 5 to 8 years before. Corbett and Pilato called this Ukrainian thing like 4 or 5 years ago. And they're not all like pro-Putin or pro-Ukraine or anything, but they're very up on the whole geopolitical chicanery. And the New World Order's here, y'all. I mean, the fact that we have an incoherent president that poops his pants, the New World Order is here. I mean, what they did is they stuffed the ballot box, supposedly, right? And they do the same tricks, and the people fall for it. Like, the voting machines haven't been real for the last decade, right? And then they're going to act like, oh, well, they stuffed all these ballots. They've been stuffing the electronic machines for a decade. There's been problems with the machines for a decade.
Even though, if you're in Texas, go vote for Huffines.
Huffines he's convincing me, y'all.
Yeah.
He's going to wash property tax.
Vote for Huffines.
We'll see. I know, we sound delusional. I'm sorry.
Hey, there's a remnant of hope. There's always still a remnant of hope.
I think he'll probably get suicided, poor guy.
Probably.
He'll be like Jean-Luc Grenal.
I think he was at the Alamo today doing some type of event or something. I think it was like a live event. I have to go back and watch it. But yeah, if there's someone local that you can get behind and stand behind, we need good men to stand. So that's the only preservation that we might have for a little while.
Yep. And the thing is that the world leaders, they're already all, this World Economic Forum, whether it's Council on Foreign Relations, like Ted Cruz's wife and all them, whether it's CFR, whether it's the World Economic Forum, it's the merchants of the earth, right? I think somebody wrote a book called Revelation, and I think the guy's name was John, and the book was given to him from God.
Really?
And
That's interesting.
he talks about the merchants of the earth. He's talking about like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and all this stuff and how they fared sumptuously, right? And all this stuff. And they're going to cry out for the rocks to fall on them, y'all. That's all I'm saying is like, but until then, plant a fruit tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't get all jammed up on all this stuff.
Right.
We can't use our emotional energy and our emotional intelligence to get bogged down. Obviously, we pray for these people. Obviously, you do not participate, right? There's no participation trophies, right? You do not participate. All right. You do not support it. Where's that Jezebel chick, Linda Ronstadt? No, who was the chick? Where are all these anti-war progressives? Who was that? Was it Linda Ronstadt or?
You just said it.
One of these, no. Yeah, I did. What was her name?
You did just say it.
It was
She
Gloria Stefan? No.
Go ahead. No, keep going.
Who was it?
I'll think of it in a second. It wasn't she was like an aerobics girl in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
80s.
Where are these,
Who was the aerobics lady in the 80s?
Yeah, all these anti-war zealots. Where are they? But they're super cool with like helping the Ukraine. Cut me a break. I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. And
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda.
You
Somebody said it. Yeah,
Somebody said
Jane Fonda.
Well,
Look,
she
everybody,
do
Vietnam.
aerobics.
Yeah, Vietnam. Look how great we did in Vietnam. I mean, that was another. We gave them a whole lot of democracy. North Korea, South Korea. We've done a really great job of democratizing the world, and it's
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. They definitely want to be God.
Yep.
I shall be like the Most High. That's what they want to do. They know He's coming back, and they don't think it's cool. So they think that they'll either try to kill Him, plug into the internet, and go transhuman or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
They shall be like the Most High. That's
Yeah.
what they want to do. So they want to mess with our weather. They want to change our seasons. They want to make
Yep.
hot cold and cold hot, and they want to do all the different things. They want to make male female and female male and mix it all up, and men can have babies, and they just everything that God created, they want to
Destroy it. Yeah.
mock it, pervert it.
Yeah.
I think the only way you prepare is you live your life intentionally, right? And so one way to prepare is, well, first you should prepare spiritually, repent and believe the gospel. First you have to align yourself with God and realize the fact that you have broken His law, right? And and you are an enemy of God. And until you repent of that, until you believe the gospel and accept the redemptive work of Jesus Christ as your atonement for your sin, He is the propitiation, and He took our penalty, right, and laid it on Himself. Until you align yourself with God and His book, then all you're preparing for is hell. To be totally honest with you, but once you do that, and as you align yourself with the Word, I mean, all the analogies in the Word about growing food and about being a husband, and I know the New World, and I don't want to get off on this topic, but I know the New World Bible, the postmodern Bible versions don't like the word husbandry because it's too masculine and it's too much patriarchy. But there's a lot in the word husbandry, whether it's your family or whether it's in the field, whether it's the vine or the fig or what have you. But y'all need to practice husbandry, and whether that's outside or inside, okay? And if that's too patriarchal and too masculine for you,
a lot of the new versions say he's the gardener.
yeah, he's the gardener.
Yeah, but he wasn't the gardener. He was the husband, right? He's the husbandry so.
Yeah, husbandry applies to animals as well.
Yeah.
You know.
So he's the great shepherd.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
And he cares for his sheep.
Yeah. So, you know, you prepare by living an intentional life. You can't be distracted. Look, all the bread and circuses, all the foosballs and all the different ball games and all the different leisure activities. Not saying there's definitely times and places for that. I mean, there's time for vacations. There's time to relax. There's time to enjoy your family. There's time to enjoy creation and all this stuff. But all this extracurricular, all this VR goggles, I play games with my kids online, like all this virtual reality video game stuff, game over, y'all. Pull the plug. It's over, okay? There's no time for video games, all right? There's no time for video games. There's more important things to do. Your kids need you. Your wife needs you. Your country needs you. And I'm not going to wrap myself in the American flag right now, but I mean, your community needs you.
Yeah.
There's not, you know, there's no more golf, all right? There's no more football, no more fantasy football, no more rotary baseball.
Well, and just like this morning, I mean, we went out and you find something real that you can do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know this isn't related to the Ukraine, and I mean, there are probably real things that you can do. Other than pray, there's probably real things that you really could do if you felt led to help in some way. But like as far as locally in our community, like this morning when we went out and we went to Bob Wells Nursery and we hung out with Rachel and Ed for a little bit and just got to talk and, you know, visit with their daughters, and it was just really nice. And, you know, you build community by interacting with the real world. If your downtime is just you being like, you know, all secluded in your own little world playing a video game or doing sports ball activities all weekend, you're not engaging in your community, in the important part of your community that is really going to be important when things get really tough. And, you know, just last night you were reading through, or you were listening to the announcement from our local electric co-op.
Yeah. And they're just telling you how the sky is falling and electric rates are going to quintuple. And because of all this Green New Deal stuff and all this incentivization of green stuff.
And it's already happened.
Yeah, it's already happened.
Like in a lot of other parts of the country, it's already happened. Your electric bill has already doubled or tripled or quadrupled. And so it's probably going to happen here. They're saying it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, our co-op, they just don't want people calling and screaming at them. So they've already sent us an 8-page letter, and then they sent a real-time motion video, because some people can't read apparently anymore. And so we got to have it on a video to believe it. So the CEO or CFO had to basically talk for 45 minutes about...
Poor guy.
What's coming.
And it's a little bit bothersome, because basically half the video is about how they're bowing to it. You know what I mean? It's like there was definitely no Texas swagger to
There's
it.
no grit. Come on.
And there was no grit, and they're gonna like tell them all to go eat a sandwich.
Yeah, it was all kind of like,
we're gonna burn a chunk of coal and make some stinking electricity or something like that. So
it's like, okay, we'll put up these.
Yeah, we got
windmills.
the letter. East Texas Rancher said Cherokee County has not sent out anything like that from their company.
Oh boy, you wait.
Yeah, we got the letter back in November? December.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It was early.
No. Yeah.
And
October, November.
And we were like, wonder what the winter's gonna be like. And then
The winter's been great, but now they're saying it's here.
it's here. Like now it's gonna happen. So, and we just know from other friends in different parts of the country, like their electric bills, their feed bills, all their stuff has already times 4. So we're just trying to really just seek the Lord on what is the wisest thing to do. How do we prepare to move forward? You know,
Burn some
we
clean
can't
coal.
afford it. We just got clean coal.
Yeah, you know, if we just cave to their agenda, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we're looking at wow, $600. Yeah. You know, we're looking at solar. They're going to penalize you for not having solar. So we're looking at it and heavily considering it and considering a generator. I wanted a propane power generator, but propane's going to quintuple too.
Yeah.
You know.
Peaceful Acre said they're putting in solar. You just met with a solar guy, so we're still looking into the Tesla roof, and then we're looking into possibly the Tesla roof with a backup generator.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the cost effectiveness and the effectiveness of the power walls totally as a real source versus and the other thing that I just thought of with a generator is if you convert it to a diesel generator, I mean you can make biodiesel out of almost anything, and it's not going to be. It might not.
Yeah, East Texas Rancher said propane's going through the roof.
Yeah, it's going to go through the roof.
That's
Yeah,
what it
especially right
is.
now they're pulling this Ukraine shenanigans, and we're going to ship gas to Germany and all this nonsense.
So
and
dumb.
why? Why? Because they want our natural resources to go through the roof.
Yep.
Why? Because us average day schmoes, we're the ones that are footing the bill.
Peaceful Acres said, can you recommend, I think you're talking about the solar guy. Is there someone you can recommend?
Is there somebody I can recommend for solar? Like, depends on where you are, I guess.
Solar guy next week, Farmer Brad said. I like the battery backup option.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the battery backup option too. If it's y'all in Anderson County. Wow, I don't even know where that is. You can send us an email and I can. Anderson County. I don't know where Anderson County is.
Are you talking about a recommendation for Tesla or for solar? Just straight solar. We're kind of just feeling
Jesus loving homesteader. How much solar do you have? Like how big's your system? Oh, Palestine. So you're not that far away. See how I said Palestine? Yeah, I know what's up. I didn't say Palestine. What did somebody say about the
That's how you know the true Texans, right? Is if you can pronounce the names of the towns.
Correctly.
We should do a challenge one
We
time.
should. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I can tell you Tesla is $2,400 a square, and that doesn't include the power wall. Each power wall is going to be a power wall is between 7 and 11 kW, and it's going to cost you about 15 grand for one wall. And I know that a generator would be way more efficient.
But then you have to pay for the gas of
Yeah.
the generator.
Yeah.
So
And the Generac, okay, I'm certified Generac. The Generac Powerwall stinks. All right. So I can tell you that it's not good. But 55,000, that's a nice small roof. Do you know what your, what I figured on our house is we're at like a 30,000 kW for annual production, and that is about what we use. And this roof can produce that.
Yeah.
But
and we could highly reduce our electricity consumption. Like, I mean, we have an all of our appliances are electric. You know, we have a dryer. I mean, we could get a clothesline, y'all.
Yeah. It's all set up outside. We just have to use it.
Yeah, I mean, we could decrease that bill. That bill is like living life.
Yeah.
On the cushy side.
Very comfortable.
You know. We wouldn't have to.
We could like turn off the main breaker.
We could be like modern steaders.
Just like turn it off at night.
Dude, we do really good when we lose electric, when we lose
it's very
power.
chill.
Oh, yeah, we're like cavemen.
We are.
We go straight up. We're like killing small animals in the yard and roasting them over the
We do it
fireplace.
really well. Well, not we, all of us. I'm saying we as in all of us together. Like, as soon as the power goes out, we're just like, boom. Like, we go all the way, like, full bore prepper mode. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. And one of us, Buddy,
Yeah.
he loves it. Like,
Oh.
Buddy stinking
He like
loves.
doesn't want the power to come back on.
He is sad when it comes back on. The power can be off for like 5 days or a week, and
Straight.
Buddy is
He's in heaven.
He's so sad when the power comes back on.
Jesus Loving Homesteader, you say you have 38 panels. How, are those the new panels are 395 watt panels? Those aren't. That's not 395 watt.
You're
panel.
gonna have to email us. I've been following Jesus Loving Homesteader on Instagram, and you've been following us. I don't know if this is the husband or the wife. I'm not sure who I'm talking to.
People are upset Rufus isn't getting in on the action.
Oh,
Rufus, like, tell us, what's your take, Rufus?
he has been tremendous, this kid. He's been working nonstop. He's probably taking a nap over there right now because he literally works nonstop.
He worked in the house, and then last night at like 10:30, he's like running lights on his truck or
He
something.
works nonstop.
Yeah, we got. Yeah.
You're gonna
You
see
got,
the rest of the
your-
living room. It's
Yeah.
He-
He got
it's
his.
incredible.
He got his Raptor grill lighted up.
and
last
he
night,
just
so.
hung this curtain for me, and then we're gonna hang that curtain.
Yeah.
He's been like building. He's been doing carpentry work like nonstop, morning till night. Right? Tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him,
Poor
Rufus.
guy.
Poor kid, he wants to
Poor
take a
guy.
nap.
He's like, yeah.
He's just here hanging out.
Never complains once, and he's excited to do it. He's like, that would be really cool. Let's do this. He always he wants to do more. It's so cool.
Do y'all have battery backup?
Yeah, we got to get with them.
How important are we to prep? I mean, mostly what preparation is life. I mean, we prepare for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and you can't prepare for every scenario.
No.
I think that's kind of
that's the importance of your community, you know? It's really weird, these people that talk about, we must just want to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. I understand the premise of that, but the principle and the practice of that is literally impossible. So,
Well, there's some people in Alaska that are really.
well, they don't have a choice, yeah. Yeah.
They're really. Hey, if you're real serious, go to Alaska. No, just kidding.
Barter is going to be huge. Barter is inflation proof, you know?
Yep.
That was my whole idea when I started the Food 401k, was to be for just inflationary proof food supply and the ability to barter and trade and do all that stuff.
I think a big skill that the kids have learned is, I mean, if you eat meat, is to butcher animals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just been a really great life skill. Hunting, if you live in an area where you have ground or land to hunt on. Or,
Somebody's got the jackery. We have the Opez.
Yeah, the Opez.
Factory
Solar
powered
generator.
Station 1000 with e-solar.
Oh wow, sweet.
Yeah, so that's very much like the Opez.
Yeah,
the
that's
ones we
like-
get.
So the 1000's like, but that's the bigger one.
But we have two little generators. Well, one's a bigger generator.
They're both the same size.
Oh.
One's a dual fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helps run the freezers. And I think it's just prioritizing, guys.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to probably prepare. You would spend a lifetime preparing for everything. It's just prioritizing.
Chris makes a good point about the Ukraine, that they don't even agree. You know, it's a lot like even with our revolution, you know, the Tories and the Whigs and all that stuff. Most of the people weren't down with splitting from England when we did, you know, and there's plenty of people in the Ukraine that would rather be back part of Russia, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to wonder. I mean, it's all so manipulated. Like I did see,
Everything's
like,
manipulated.
you know, there's all these people in Russia and they're putting up Ukraine signs and flags and saying that they're, you know, supportive of Ukraine. So it's just how much of this is just mass manipulation, and I don't know. There's probably an elite few people that really understand what is going on, like, and guaranteed it's tied to money.
Yeah, it's all tied to money. It's all that, you know, and that all hyperinflation is redistribution of wealth, you know, and all hyperinflation is it's how you can charge more in taxes. It's just going to be it's going to naturally happen through hyperinflation, you know. And even the founding fathers, they talked about that. They talked about, you know, which is why it's fascinating that they let it go down, you know what I mean? And there's been lots of influences, you know, and there were, you know, lots of people involved, lots of banks involved, lots of money involved. And that's how it still goes down, even though you have all these people warning against it. You know, and the biggest thing is like, look at the last 10 or 20 years, and it's all this wealth creation is OPM and other people's money and leverage, and, you know, debt-based wealth. Even, and I really like Rich Dad Poor. I really like Robert Kiyosaki, but when he got all debt-based, I'm just like, yeah, that's good for you, but I ain't doing it, you know. Unless you're going to be in a mega elite and all that stuff, like, they're the only people that can debt-based leverage their way out of debt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have our cows. We have our longhorn over at the ranch, and we have 4 of those mamas. You were saying things you could do to prep. I'm just thinking cows. If you can lease land, if you can put some cows on some land, they're like the ultimate prep animal, I think.
And then the other one is Muscovy ducks. Definitely.
Muscovy ducks are huge.
They you barely have to feed them. They're really good foragers. You wouldn't actually have to feed them if you had a good amount of land or just brush and stuff.
Yeah.
They put on weight way faster, way quicker than chickens do. Like super easy. And they're very big, heavy birds, and pretty stinking simple to butcher.
Yeah, so just learning the skills and getting set up, you know, and I think somebody was on here saying they were moving from Cali, wanted to move from Cali, you know, just do it. I know it's easy for us to say now, in retrospect.
It wasn't easy when we did it.
It wasn't easy. It was walking out on faith, honestly. I mean, leaving everything and just walking out on faith. But, I mean, even if it's in a camper trailer, like, just get somewhere. If it's Florida, if it's Idaho, if it's Oklahoma, if it's wherever is freedom for you.
Yeah.
Get where you are going.
Ducks are sloppy. They're not stinky, though. Yeah. Ducks are just sloppy. They like to, like, slurp mud.
Yeah, so if you were going to keep them in, like, a smaller area, you would want to use, like, wood chips. Or the other thing, too, is the cut down on their sloppiness is you can actually they sell little duck waterers, nipples, and then you don't have to put a big old bucket out there and let them slosh all around in it.
Yeah.
We've done that before. And
We've had a couple Muscovies, mom and a dad Muscovy, and they keep sneaking back into the chicken coop, and they love it in there because there's feed all the time in there, and they're pigs.
Oh, yeah.
And they drink out of the chicken water nippler.
Yeah, the little water nipple.
The little metal water nipplers for chickens. The ducks.
They don't
We have not had a duck killed by a hawk.
Nope.
Not a Muscovy.
Yep. Nope.
No.
The Muscovies
They're
get
too
so
big.
They're
gigantic.
huge. They're gigantic.
They are gigantic, but we would
They're
have
ridiculously
them.
gigantic.
We don't free range them just because we have every other kind of predator known to man. So, and we do have the 2 dogs, but
They kind of go everywhere. And then if they find out that your neighbor right up the street has a pond, they'll fly to it, or they'll just waddle to it.
The first step for moving out of California, are you in Northern California or Southern California? So you want to just basically get in your car, point the front bumper towards away from the state of California and towards the rest of the free world.
Yeah.
And
just
you
go.
still want to mind the like stop signs and the lights and all that stuff.
Yes.
But basically you want to
Pedal to the metal.
drive as fast as you can away.
any direction will work.
And that sounds a little tongue-in-cheek and a little facetious, but it absolutely is not. It is not.
You're basically in the worst state, so any state you pick will be better than where you are.
Yeah, just don't pick Washington or Oregon.
Yeah, just don't go. Yeah.
Yeah, ask
Don't
Matt.
go
Matt's
up.
not on here, but you can ask Matt.
Yeah. But I mean, we've known if you're moving to a warm climate like Florida or Texas or
Any other
freer state, there's a lot of people that live in RVs for an extended period of time. Set up your homestead.
We drove past how many of them today? I mean, you just see it all the time.
It's all the time. So I mean, I don't know that would work in like Idaho or something, but it totally works in the South, and there's lots. I mean, Arkansas, guys, is gorgeous. I mean,
it's incredible.
Oklahoma.
Don't
is
try to find a job there.
beautiful. Yeah.
If you work remotely,
if I was independently wealthy, I would totally move to Arkansas.
buy like a couple 100 acres up there, or
Oh, I mean,
or like
crazy. Everything's dirt cheap for now, anyway.
For now, yeah.
And there's nothing. I mean, you can just drive for miles and miles and miles, and there's like
nothing. It's crazy.
Just the Ozarks, and it's just like beautiful. So.
Well, it's good to hear you took your kids
Yeah.
out of school.
That's one step.
That's a good step.
That was a very good step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just keep walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep walking.
Yeah, you just got to be brave, and you just got to do it, and the Lord will provide. If you're a Christian and you love and honor the Lord with your life, He will provide that next step. He's not going to show you the whole path. He's going to show you one step at a time. I mean, we didn't know the whole path. We didn't know anything. We didn't know where our rental house was going to be when we got down here. We just showed
No job
up,
lined up. No
and
nothing.
we didn't have an RV.
No.
So, and I'm not recommending that method either.
No.
But the Lord gives you one step at a time. It's like anything in life.
Don't go near any metropolis. Don't go near any Babylon. Wherever you go, stay
away from the big
away
cities. Yeah.
from the
away.
flashpoints.
Yeah.
That's where, that's how they pollute every state.
Even the sprawl. Like, I wouldn't be more than like 3 hours close to any major city.
Yeah.
Just because the sprawl of it.
Yeah, like we said last time in one of our other live streams, we just said draw a 2-hour circle pretty much around each major city in the state, and then just move anywhere
outside of that. Yes.
So.
Because it's not just the physical aspect of it, it's the mental,
the whole deal.
Thought process of people.
In general.
The mindset is very different the closer you get to the cities.
Hustle, bustle, everything.
Chris says that Arkansas land's going up because of the sprawl.
Yeah.
See you, Tammy. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're probably going to be jumping off here in about 6 minutes or so.
K-Mac says he's 2 hours from Houston, and that's still too
For
close.
real.
Yeah.
Like, if you're 2 hours from Houston, you're practically still in Houston. The sprawl is retarded.
I know, it's...
When we drove to South Padre twice, it's like, when are we going to get away from
Get
Houston?
out of it.
And once you get away from it, it's like...
Oh, it's nothing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're an hour from home.
March 1st is very important. Pray for discernment.
I hope that it matters. I really do. I mean, I try to stay involved on the local level. I really hope that it matters. I mean, to be super honest, I just don't think it matters. But don't give up. But I
Yes.
just don't think it matters.
Lisa Clark says West Texas is great and all of Texas is great, but we don't want to encourage people to come to Texas unless they really are ready for Texas. Lisa Clark.
Very true.
So there's other great states too. We want to keep Texas, Texas, and for as long as possible.
He's gonna vaporize him, all right. Lone Star. Hey, Lone Star, did you call about your sheep, buddy? What does ready for Texas mean? Ready for Texas? Not sure.
Oh, I said we want to keep Texas, Texas.
No.
Josephina got my joke. She was laughing. Yes.
You do save money on heating in Texas. I
If we invite everyone from
I'm
Cali
enamored.
and New York to Texas,
I'm enamored. I
it's not
mean,
going to be good.
I'm just enamored with the warmer, not so enamored. I like it up here, but I don't want it need to go to South Texas, but
Oh, South Texas is a secret.
it's noise.
You don't want to go there.
No. It's a terrible place.
Nobody will want to live there. Trust me.
Not at all.
No. Doing all of our neighbors in South Texas a big favor right now.
All right, y'all. Well, we have 3 more minutes, so we'll take some questions, and then we are going to sign off.
Yeah.
Thank everybody for hanging out and all the thumbs up
Yeah. It's awesome.
and all that good stuff.
We got lots and lots of projects going on, guys. So be tuning into the channel for lots more house projects, lots more garden projects, outside projects, wood mill projects, ranch projects. We should be having some baby longhorn here really, really soon. We got 4 mamas that are ready to calve like any minute. So keep your eyes open for all good stuff. And
Chris says the beach in South Padre is horrible. And
It
I would
is.
agree.
Yeah.
It is terrible. The pollution, the
Yeah.
smell.
yeah,
That's why we
Horrible
go there.
place to go.
you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Don't go there.
We
you
just
know.
go there just to be like, wow, this place is terrible.
Yeah.
What's in your green shake, Texas Mom?
This is a mango, banana, pineapple
Yummy.
smoothie, and it has green powder, and it has protein powder, like a complete meal replacement protein powder. Good prepper tip. And frozen spinach. It's got 99 things in it, y'all. It's got frozen spinach. I said green powder. And then there's like all these other things I put in it just
Yeah.
because like
She
I put
can.
turmeric, ginger, this is all powdered.
Keeps me young, y'all.
Carrot powder, pomegranate powder. I put all kinds of
The
stuff.
best place in Texas to live is anywhere but Marshall, Texas. Marshall, Texas is a disgusting
Yeah,
armpit.
it's interesting.
And I'm
Every
sorry
time I
if
drive
anybody
through
on
there-
here
Yeah, I'm
is from
very sorry.
Marshall, but it is super disgusting. Now, if you're on the outskirts of
Yeah, if
Marshall,
you're on the outskirts,
Marshall's gross,
but just-
y'all. I'm just saying.
The city.
This is healthy, but it tastes very sweet and yummy and good. It doesn't taste gross. Usually I drink it a lot faster. I make one every afternoon. I make a whole quart for me and a whole quart for my hubby, and then I put it in the fridge, and I make 3 cups for the little ones. And then when he gets home, the first thing he does now is goes in the fridge and he gets his smoothie out.
Mm-hmm. Yummy.
Gotta take care of him. We're in our 40s now, guys. The armpit.
They went the vegan cult in Marshall. That what happened? Oh, vegans. I don't see no vegans in Marshall. But anyway, I won't go there. Stay away from Port Arthur, too.
Oh boy, just yeah.
What else you do?
Probably doing pull-ups.
All we can do, guys, is stay busy, keep our what do you say, nose to the plow, pray.
Your hand to the plow. You put your nose to the grindstone.
Nose
your hand
to the
plow.
grindstone. There you go. See what happens when you get old? Put your nose to the plow.
Like, you're gonna push a plow with your nose.
hardcore.
That is hardcore.
Put your hand to the plow. Put your nose to the grindstone.
Gas and what gas right now?
Well,
you just filled up today.
I did fill up today for $3.39, and I was gonna get it at our local pump in town where I would but the whole entire Brookshire's was shut down. The
Why?
gas pump, I don't know. They said it was all shut down, so guess we'll see. I don't know why. And then even at our little local one, all the pumps except for like 2 were shut
Somebody
down. So
said
I don't
that,
know why.
No, somebody like 2 days ago
Yo,
said
John says okay. Gas is $3.75.
they
$4
said they were from Atlanta, Georgia. They said get your gas now and store it because they couldn't find gas in Georgia.
Oh yeah, but that kind of regional stuff happens all the time.
Sure, yeah, I know. But
Look,
they were-
$6 a gallon and $2.94. Who's getting it for $2.94?
Oh, in Huntsville, that's why. Yeah. Huntsville, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's it's somehow it's tied to how close it is to the refinery, because like if you go to Kilgore, if I went to Kilgore right now, I'd pay like 20 or 30 cents less than up here,
Well, Kilgore, it like bubbles out of the ground.
Well, it used to. That's where it literally
bubbled out of the ground.
Literally. But it doesn't do that
Gotta-
anymore.
you
They
gotta-
pumped her dry.
They pumped her.
But it does replenish you. I'm just saying.
It does.
There's
It does.
not. It's not a finite resource. All right. 339 in San Antonio. Oh, I think she meant Frisco, and Frisco is terrible. Frisco is super Dallas sprawl, and stay away from Frisco. Super Dallas sprawl.
Yeah, the sprawl is ginormous in Texas.
Especially the Metroplex. It's one big sprawl.
It's just any major city.
Wow.
Just, you don't
They were only selling
Yeah.
premium.
like 3 hours out minimal, I would say. But yeah, strategically relocate, pray guys that we can live peaceably.
Yes, with all men, especially they, them, those, and the powers that shouldn't be. And I do pray against them, and I pray fire and brimstone rain down upon them, because they're just a bunch of devil-possessed fools.
1991. It's 1991.
When Frisco had a population of 12,000.
Oh.
Shit, wow. I'm all about Texas. I want a Texas t-shirt. I want Matt to make me a Texas t-shirt
That'd
and
be
a
cool.
Texas bumper sticker.
That'd be cool.
I think we should do it. After listening to our electrical co-op, be like, like, yeah, whatever, buddy. Thanks. Thanks for looking out for us.
Not.
What the world?
All right, y'all. Well, we're going to sign off, and I'm starting to get a little bit over-roasted by the fireplace.
I know. It's toasty.
It's toasty.
ESG scheme. Not sure what that's about. Anyone ever wonder how many animals and plants have to die to make money? For real.
Is it let Arkansas exit with you? Hey.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We can do it. We can do like a multitude of states, whoever wants to go. As long as we can leave Louisiana part of the Multiple Union, I'm totally fine with Louisiana staying part of the Multiple Union. Now, if some of you Louisiana, I know some really nice Louisianians,
But most of them moved to Texas.
But yeah, if you're wise, you just move to Texas.
Did you all figure out the new names? No.
I like my name. Texas Mom wants to change the names. I said, you're killing the brand, lady.
Sometimes it's just a little awkward and weird to be Texas Mom all the time.
Yeah, Texas Mom made up a fictitious name and messaged people that knew our real names and told her fictitious
Stop.
name.
Don't say that. It wasn't anybody I had ever met. I was just trying it out.
And I was like, we know those people.
That was a little weird. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway.
Texas mom is busy, y'all. All
we're
right,
still
it's
working.
not her fault.
I just been sniffing a lot of paint fumes lately, doing the living room.
All right, y'all. We all have a great weekend. Have a blessed Lord's Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next live. Maybe we'll, I don't know. We're only going to do this when it's like cold and nasty and there's nothing else better to do. No offense, y'all.
We don't have any. We can't go outside. It's cold. Where's Heartway Farms on here?
Yo, Ovard says it's the OG. Texas mom and Texas dad. I love it.
Pennsylvania girls, we can't go outside. It's like 40 and raining. What will we ever do out there? It's way too cold outside. So we just have to do live streams.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.